this is a business where rent is due every single day. You could do 10 deals today, but tomorrow you may do nothing. Routine is required, discipline is required, accountability is required. The biggest thing is brokerage.
Welcome to Signature Insights. Our guest today is Nishqa Pereira, who has been with Royal LePage Signature since 2020. Her entire journey has not been with us, but we'll dig into that in a few minutes. Since Nishqa has started her real estate business, she's worked on client care and taking care of people and helping them make great decisions. We've invited her to the podcast to better understand how she's been able to build a predictable and repeatable business through some of the craziest market conditions we've ever experienced. Nishqa, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
You're very welcome. Why don't you tell us a little bit about your 5-year career and your journey?
My journey in my 5-year career. I feel like real estate is such a big topic, and people just think it's like buying, selling, investing, but there's so many things that kind of come into it. Starting real estate, I started in 2020, like the height of the pandemic. Super weird time to start. We had masks for our showings. There was no open houses. So I was one of those agents who was like 4 years into my career and then learned how to do an open house because we never did that.
Yeah.
So many things that were different. My parents and I immigrated to Canada when I was 8. So definitely very different life than, we lived in India, and my parents kind of came here and kind of hit a reset to their life. So they worked super hard. I was super blessed and privileged to grow up with, super ambitious, driven go-getters. They at 38 with a kid, got a new mortgage, changed countries, changed continents, and were able to kind of really work hard. They studied, they did so much, they opened up their own business here. So always had that lifestyle of, do more, take risks. If you fail, you succeed, it's okay. So I think that really helps set the foundation
I
for
love
real
that.
estate. Yeah.
What good parents you have.
Yeah. Great parents. Great parents. They'll probably hear this and then be very excited.
Shout out to your
But
parents.
shout out to my parents.
We'll tell them that.
Yeah. But no, very, very lucky to be in that setting because having that safe space allows you to take kind of risks, which real estate requires a lot of. So that was kind of how I got into it. And then, I started in 2020. Next week's going to be 5 years.
Happy anniversary.
Thanks. Yeah, which feels so crazy. Like time has flown. So much has happened. I've, purchased my own properties. I've sold properties. I've helped so many clients. I got married. Yeah, like I started with a boyfriend. I have a husband. Life has, definitely come a long way. It feels like a short amount of time, but it also feels like so long. I started out on a team with here at Royal LePage with Gary. Phenomenal, absolutely great leader. Learned so much from him. And it was such a good team to start on because it aligned with so much of what I wanted to do when I came into real estate. I didn't want to be a realtor that came in and just pretended like I knew what I was doing. I really, really wanted to learn from someone who had been in it for a long time. He has an awesome set of agents who work alongside him. So learned from them, really got the jive of what it's like working on a team, having that, signature at the back end. So really, really good. And then I know we touched a little bit on why I made a switch. And I think it was surprising to a lot of people. And it had nothing to do with being unhappy. It had everything to do with Signature, Gary, everyone that was helping me here made it such a comfortable, safe space that I found myself just doing business. Like it was, every day is good. I'm comfortable. It's good. I wasn't really pushed out of my comfort zone to kind of reach and do things, take risks, maybe build on foundations and systems, see what I could really, really do for myself. So that's kind of where I made the switch. And then we switched back really quickly. But it's good because that year really tested, pushed me, challenged me. There were so many great wins. I'm proud of myself for everything I did that year. And there was failures too. There was things I learned from thinking, wow, I could do that differently next time. Or, and then it's funny, we spoke in April. I was in Italy with my parents and my husband. And I was chatting with them. And I said, like, do you think I should go back to Signature? And there was all three of them were like, silence. They just nodded. They're like, we know you should go back to Signature. I'm like, I know. I just feel like this void where I'm building on all these things that are part of me as an individual agent, but I need this support model that we talk about so much here. And that's when we kind of had that conversation, and it was such a quick switch, which, oh my gosh, so much work to switch. Why did I switch and switch back? And oh my goodness. But again,
you had to.
I had to do that for myself because that it sounds so cliche. Everyone says, oh, the grass is greener on the other side. And it's really not, because real estate is so much of what you put into it by yourself too. Like having a supportive brokerage or a brokerage that aligns with what you want to do is just an aspect of it. Like there's so much that you need to do, whether it's discipline, accountability, so many moving parts, your community, your loyalty with your clients, like so many things. So yeah, I'm excited to be back home. Yeah.
We're very excited to have you back home. And, I definitely think that your story isn't unique when we have, agents, they leave for somewhere and they come back. And I think that it's oftentimes just part of the journey.
Right.
And why I was so excited to have this conversation with you today is not so that it sounds like we're a commercial for why Royal LePage Signature is so great. But really oftentimes when I'm having conversations with, realtors from outside of Signature, if they've never worked here before, they'll say, well, it can't be that different. And they'll say, for what I'm doing in my business, like my clients just buy me. They don't care who I work for. So it doesn't matter what company I'm a part of. And what I often have said to folks is, the value that the brokerage gives to you as the agent then passes itself forward to the client. So when I asked you this question before, and I'm going to ask you it again now, tell me what role you feel the brokerage plays in helping your clients be successful in buying and selling.
So I think particularly right now, especially the year 2025, we are in this crazy world of uncertainty. There's so many things happening with our neighbors, our friends, our families, the US. There's so many things. And working for a family-owned and operated Canadian brokerage, there's a lot that goes with that. Like you can't tell me as an agent that you're not actually prioritizing who you work for and where you work. For me, I don't just hang my license up at Signature. Like this is home. These are my people. This is where I feel comfortable, whether it's support from the deals department, the admin, the listing staff, the front desk, the design, leadership, managers, like having access to all those moving parts is a massive, massive, massive value add that everybody should be using in their listing presentations, on their websites and their social media, because at the end of the day, we are just one person, one realtor. You can't do it all. And you shouldn't try to do it all, because the reality is you need a team. I was just speaking to Mike Southers the other day about a deal where I had never encountered that. So you can be a realtor that's done 200 million in volume and sold a house every single day. For us, we restart every single day. You could sell 10 houses today and sell none for the rest of the year. So every day is new. Every client is different. Every transaction looks different. You can have the smallest of hiccups, the biggest of hiccups, deals that go through smoothly, deals that just completely crumble. So having so many people with the experience that Signature brings, whether it's the Slyden brothers, the Mikes, so many people, even like if it's Deanne, Mary, Catherine, there's so much power of that knowledge that they're bringing to us, and it's fully accessible all the time. So for me, I just think that if you are a full-time agent and you are truly looking to grow and look at long-term success, not an overnight paycheck, not that quick, I made 20,000 and this is it, but to actively be lead generating, building with your clients, building in your community, you have to have a supportive brokerage. Like you can't tell me that you're choosing another brokerage because of a split. To me, that it's almost like a cop-out.
Yeah. Do you think that this split is the most common misconception about when agents choose brokerages? Like, what do you think the most common misconceptions are that agents have about brokerages?
I think unfortunately and fortunately, we've glamorized real estate on social media to think that showing a home looks like selling sunset, or to think that,
you look perfectly like you fit on that show.
You should see me at my showings. Like for me, it's like, I got to get under a dishwasher and check a stove and look in the basement where there's like spider webs hanging. I'm not doing it in heels and nice pants. I'm doing it in comfortable professional clothes. But at the same time, we create this persona on social media that everything has to be flashy and successful and this and that, when really you need to think about how you're building a business long term. This is not just I sold 5 houses this year. Okay, well, what are you doing next year and the year after that? Like you should already in 2025 be building for 26 and 27. It's not just a today, business. And I think pretty much one of the biggest misconceptions is, oh, I'm at this brokerage because it's 95.5 or it's 80/20 or and I cap at this and I cap. But what are they giving you in that desk fee? What are they providing to you? You can pay someone nothing and get nothing. You can pay someone everything and get the value. Like, to me, what I pay here is priceless. Like, it is worth every penny. I utilize everything, whether it's the design department, the deals department, the admin, the leadership, the managers, everything. And if you're not doing that, you're not doing a favor to yourself. You really have to take advantage. So I find a lot of agents, they're either not utilizing what they have available to them as resources, and then they're confused about the split. But if you're truly utilizing it, there won't be any confusion.
Yeah.
I don't think.
I love that. Thank you. I mean, I really do think that idea of value is so important. And I think, you made such a great point there where you said your time then is leveraged to spend with your clients. You're not worrying about, was the paperwork filed correctly with the deals department? Did it make it to the lawyer? You're not double checking things. You then have the time to dedicate into your clients and your business, which, as we segue here for a minute, you have built an incredible business in 5 years. You have had tremendous success. You are doing very well. Tell me what you think has been that driving force for you. What has made the difference in you growing your business so dramatically in 5 years?
I think I've always been a people's person. I'm definitely extroverted. I'm social. I love friends, family, meeting people. So real estate created this avenue and this path where I got to hang out with my friends, make new friends, meet new people, all while helping them with this massive milestone in their life. Sometimes probably the biggest milestone in many's life, financially at least, right? And allowing myself to help them, take care of them throughout this process, that sense of community, working together, it allows us to do so much. Like, starting last year, I've been having an annual Christmas party. We donate a ton of money to sick kids, and we have Santa Claus come by, we have food, we have drinks. It's a great time. It's my clients get to connect, I get to connect, we build that community. And I think one of the biggest compliments I get from my clients is that I keep in touch. And I don't keep in touch to message you to say, hey, are you buying a home? I'm keeping in touch because I'm genuinely I care about how your life's going. I care about how the house is. I care about what your goals are in the next couple of years, whether they're real estate related or not. And I think that's what's created that foundation for success, because people don't feel that I'm actively just targeting them to buy or sell. We're friends. I genuinely care for your success. Your success, quite literally, is my success, right? So, I think that you have to really, really, really want it. I don't think it's an overnight business. I think, funny enough, we push our clients to educate them, to show them the difference in maybe buying and selling or renting. And this is a business where rent is due every single day. So you could do 10 deals today, but tomorrow you may do nothing. And the next day you may do nothing. So every day starts at zero. It's great. You should celebrate yourself. You should celebrate your success. But every day starts at zero, and having those long-term relationships and clients is what will eventually.
I think you've done a wonderful job at helping to educate your clients that you are here for the long term, that this is the business you're in, this is the career you're going to be in for a very long time. And I think clients feel that. I think they feel when you're not after deals, where you're after their happiness and their satisfaction, so that they feel comfortable referring you to their friends and family, because they know you're going to take care of their friends and family the same way that you have done. I think you've done a wonderful job at making sure your clients really feel that when you're working with them. They really understand that's your authenticity.
Yeah. Fun fact, I have never done a deal that wasn't a referral.
We can talk about that offline.
Every single deal that I've ever worked on, rental, purchase, sale, investment, pre-con, is a referral.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a big testament.
Pretty cool.
Yeah. Because what I teach here at Signature is that if you are getting referrals, it means you have built advocacy in your database.
Right.
You've built relationships deep enough with people that they feel comfortable referring you and giving your name out because they trust that you're going to do a great job.
Correct.
And that doesn't come easily. So
no, it doesn't. Yeah.
Congratulations.
So, thanks.
Yeah.
Appreciate
that's
it.
a big, big thing. Tell me, we're in one of the hardest years, definitely in your 5 years, but even for folks that have been, selling real estate for decades, this is definitely the hardest year since the early 90s. I'm not sure you were born in the early 90s.
I was.
But Tell me what you do when the business feels overwhelming. How do you stay calm for your clients when it feels like things are chaotic or not going well?
I think that many people come into real estate, whether it's agents, leadership, new agents, and they feel that, oh, every day looks different. And today I have a showing, and today I have a deposit, and today I'm doing this. But really, creating that routine and that sense of what you need to be doing for a certain amount of time every single day should not change. It should not waver, whether it's a tough market, an easy market, a busy market, a slow market, buyer's market, seller's market. At the end of the day, every single day, I have an allocated time to social media, an allocated amount of time for lead gen, allocated amount of time to catch up on emails because the deals department is going to kill me one day. And, it literally feels like that's every day. So what happens in addition to that is whether it's chaos, if it's calm, if it's overwhelming, if it's not, it works. And I think that also taking some time for yourself is very important. I've really tried to teach myself balance this year because ultimately we are taking care of our clients. And if we don't take care of ourselves, we're not able to take care of our clients. So making sure that you fit in time for balance, fit in time for family at the end of the day and friends and things that are important to you, but also understanding that this is a long-term business and routine is required, discipline is required, accountability is required. I could be traveling. I did an offer my wedding morning, like literally my wedding morning. My friends were like, you need to stop. This is out of hand.
You're like, just let me get this done.
I'm like, please, just like my hair is being done so I could just do it, but
I can type while she's curling.
Yeah. And it's crazy because at the end of the day, it's that routine. It's that every day. I will wake up a little bit earlier than maybe my husband or my parents on a vacation, get my emails out, get my big pro to my business is that you can have access to me at any time, right? So when you are moving $1 million worth of assets, or maybe less, maybe more, you can access me anytime via call, via phone, via email, text, whatever it is. And I think that it allows you to create that balance, but also deals with like the chaos, the overwhelming, the happy, the sad, the good, the bad, all of it.
Yeah. That's good. Tell me what environment plays in that conversation. What does the environment that you're in really play on your success and on the success of your clients?
I think again it comes back to what your goals are when you decide how you want to approach real estate and your own journey in it. But the biggest thing is brokerage, right? Like for me, I know today I'm on the road. I'm here for an hour. My morning was trying to look cute for this, right? So there's so many. Oh, thank you.
Very cute.
It's there's not a whole lot of time in the morning to get things done, and then after here, I'm on the road. I'm in showings. I have an inspection. I got to pick up a deposit. So I also have a client who wants to change something on their listing. I have a client who we got an offer on their listing last night. Who is processing that? Our amazing staff at the brokerage is, right? I had a super crazy story from last week with one of my listings and I was on the road. I don't have time to call like Oria and think of Rico, but I can call Mike, I can call you, I can call our manager team from the road and get an answer to those questions. So that support and that environment, it's a very safe space to be working in. So if your brokerage is a safe space and you've created your home as a safe space, your clients will feel that safe space too. Like that environment is key. You can't think that you're going to succeed without aligning.
Yeah. Now we're not going to, you obviously would never disparage anybody, nor would I.
Yeah.
But when you think about going to, a different model, like Signature obviously is a full service
Correct.
brokerage, right? And the model that you went to, we would call a virtual model,
Correct.
which I would argue there's a place for and
Correct.
a space
Yeah.
for in our industry. Who do you think the virtual model, what kind of agent would that be a fit for? Is that a fit for new agents? Like what is the agent profile for the virtual brokerage
So I
model?
think it comes down to a mix of a few things. It comes down to personality. It comes down to long-term goals. And it comes down to your actual, what you want from the brokerage.
Okay.
Some people
Tell us more about that.
Yeah, some people don't want that brokerage reaching out to you. Some people don't want their deals being submitted. They're very comfortable loading their own deals, submitting their own paperwork because they're doing maybe one deal a month, maybe. And I'm not saying that nobody's busy at virtual brokerages, but I just feel that the support that I received from Signature when I did spend my first couple of years here was unmatched to where I went. And that's not because they're doing a bad job. It's just because it's different. They are teaching on a different method. They're going more virtual, more cloud-based, where they feel that maybe our world is headed. And maybe for Signature, we only have a certain amount of time left where this kind of support may last. We don't know. But I know for someone who is busy and someone who is very much doing this full time, I could not have another job. Oh my gosh. And I need the support that Signature provides. I don't have 18 hours in a day to be spending loading paperwork while driving and doing showings and, you know, managing clients' calls and chaos of everything in between, plus have a life outside of work. You know, real estate is already pretty demanding emotionally, physically, mentally. So I just think that that support that the brokerage provides here is unmatched. For me, I did the math. I would actually make more money if I stayed at my previous brokerage. But I don't think that putting money in your pocket, when you look at it from a year standpoint, an annual basis, actually equates to long-term success. Like the lead generation that I can do here, the marketing that I do here, my learning, just my learning from management leadership, it doesn't actually, it equates to more than that, right? So that's where you have to.
Exactly. And that's, I think, what I say to a lot of people, and it sounds self-serving, so I try to be a little bit careful, but you know, people will come and they'll say, well, if I stay at this cloud-based model, you know, this virtual model, it's less money. I'm saving money on my fees every year. And my argument always is exactly where you've come from. You're my ideal case study on this conversation because, you know, when you and I were having the discussion, I said, yeah, but that's if you make the grand assumption that your income isn't going to grow.
Right.
And I know that by you being here and having the support that you need for you to focus more on the client satisfaction, client care role, your business will grow.
Right.
So it's almost as though, not that fee becomes irrelevant, but it becomes less of a piece of the puzzle.
Right.
Because your business is getting bigger and you want to build a big business. You want to do this for the rest of your life. You want to have, you know, a very robust career. And so that's where the split, I think, kind of becomes such an interesting conversation because.
Yeah. And I talk to a lot of new agents, whether it's through social media or at our brokerage itself. And they always say, like, why did you pick this? And why did you move from a split? And why did you pick a team? And so many conversations surrounding money and instant money in your pocket. And I get it. We're living in a world where everything costs a lot of money. And for me personally, I actually did this exercise, believe it or not, before I made the switch back. And I wrote down how much more money I would have in my pocket if I stayed where I was versus coming here. And then I did the math on the amount of hours I spent on marketing, deals, support, reaching out to managers, and the overall just design aspect, admin aspect. And if you count my hourly rate, if you could get an average from there, and then times it by these hours I spent, I'm actually making more money here, right?
You're making more money here.
I'm making more money here. So you have to think long term, but everyone just sees like numbers and dollar signs and they're so easily persuaded by that. And I encourage people to have the conversation. Sometimes it's overwhelming to interview brokerages and meet with like 10 people. You don't know what you want, but yeah, you could see the tenure of the agents who are here, and there's a reason they're here for a very long time.
Yeah, I think so. I think the other piece of this conversation too is it's almost the same conversation that you have with sellers.
Right.
Because sellers could go out and they could hire, you know, an agent that's going to charge 1%, 0.5%, $1,000 flat fee, right? And you obviously believe the same thing that we believe as a company, but you believe for your seller clients that if they hire a full service realtor,
right,
who, as you do, presents properties beautifully.
Thanks.
They're staged beautifully. You have beautiful marketing. You know how to photograph. You know what features to focus on. You understand data and pricing. And I feel like it's the same conversation with seller clients where you sit in front of them and say, look, it's not going to be the same fee as if you were hiring, you know, someone from XYZ discount company.
Again, yeah, same conversation where you're having. You can say that they're going to sell your house for $1,000, but they're going to get you $800 when I know the value of your home is maybe $1 million. And people are confused, but you will ultimately leave money on the table. And not always, but again, when you go to get a surgery, do you want to go to somebody who started yesterday, or are you looking for that second opinion, that doctor that's been there, right? So experience is a factor, but also this is what it costs to have a full service realtor, right? And you don't see luxury homes and big ticket items being sold just by anybody. It comes with that support. And like I said, like, I'm one person. I might be your main point of contact, but at the end of the day, I bring my brokerage with me. I bring you a team of leadership, management, admin, deals, listing, marketing. Show me where you get that. You know, I had a conversation with a realtor a couple weeks ago. He's from not our brokerage, and not our brokerage. And no, we're just good friends. And there was, you know, we were just catching up. He was excited to know more about why I made the switch back. And he said that there's so many things that so many brokerages offer, but he specifically knows the design team at Royal LePage Signature, and it is unmatched. And I'm like, yeah, it's truly unmatched. You can't tell me that you're getting these services and this kind of support anywhere else. Show me. Like, I will challenge you. Show me. So
thank you. I will make sure the design team hears
this
they know. Clip. Oh, they do. Tell us in closing, what advice would you have for agents that want to grow their business in today's market?
I think it's, again, a lot of things that I did in 2022 and 2023 are paying off now. So it is a bit of a long-term game, and you have to be able to be consistent. So consistency is everything in our market. I think the power of social media is amazing. You're able to reach so many people in such little amount of time. And we, again, with the design department, we are so supported with the resources that we have here that you actually don't even have to put in that much effort to make sure you're reaching out to so many clients, whether it's emails from management, it's the design department. So social media is an aspect, definitely consistency, creating those goals of what you want to do, whether it's farming, door knocking, marketing, emails, whatever it is, consistency is super, super important. People need to think your name when they think real estate, right? And people are not ready every day. People maybe sell homes every 5, 10, 15 years. It's not, but if every single day you're putting out quality content, however your method you choose, and people think real estate, they think Sam or they think Nishqa, that's the goal. That's so that when it's time, they think of you. They think of your involvement in the community. They see what you're consistently doing. They see that you're consistently busy, and to be involved. Yeah.
That's great. That's great perspective. I want to say thank you for being here today.
Thank you. I appreciate it so much.
I want to say I'm very happy you're back.
I am happy I'm back too.
I also want to say a big congratulations.
Thanks.
You have done tremendously well. We send out client surveys after, you know, your deals are closed, and your client surveys always consistently come back very, very high on the satisfactory level.
Thank you.
You can tell
I did not even know that.
You can tell that your people are very happy with the level of service they receive, and that they know that you're going to take great care of them. And that shows in your referral business and what you're doing with your career. So congratulations on all your success so far.
Thank you so much.
Long runway, my friend.
Yeah, we're excited to walk it together.